decided I'm going to be doing a painting video. I know I'm in a bit of a different location, but for some reason my microphone wasn't working, so I'm just filming my intro like this. I've been getting back into painting recently. Yesterday I painted this with acrylic, and so for you guys today I'm going to be painting a little canvas as a challenge. So this is the little canvas on a little easel, just for the sake of having fun and to make the video short enough. So I was gonna do this without like talking, but I decided I was gonna do voiceover. So if you're just watching for painting sounds, it's gonna be me doing voiceover plus some like visual ASMR watching me paint. So I hope you guys enjoy. So I'm starting by dipping my brush in some water and using a watered down layer of black. I want to do a black background to make the colors pop. So this will look thin and you'll be able to see the brush strokes because it's watered down. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding multiple layers of black so that it becomes solid. But this is the first layer and I added a little bit of water to it, so more I can use more paint. A little paint goes a long way. So the shade of black I'm using is called ivory black. Ivory black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it dry and keep adding layers of black until it's a nice solid dark black for my background. So I did record me painting the layers, but they were in the wrong mode. They were in portrait mode. So this is the final background. So we're gonna let that dry so the background doesn't mix with the foreground, with the colors. Black needs to be fully dry because it'll ruin everything. So the colors I'll be using are ivory black. That's what I used here. Ivory black. I have titanium white, cadmium yellow, medium hue, cadmium red, medium hue, and primary blue. And then I just have them on my palette here for me to mix. After that, I decided it needed to be blacker still, so I added another layer. So while the black is drying, I'll be mixing my green. So what I'm going to be painting is a beetle. A beetle. So I'm using the green to make a base. What you can do, or at least what I do when I paint, is look at a reference image of what you want to paint and pick out just like one color that appears a lot or appears to be a sort of undertone in the painting or in the photo, the reference photo. So when I looked at a picture of a beetle, I saw that there was a shiny green underneath. So since I want the green to sort of come through, I decided to make a green for outlining the base. Another reason to outline the base or to do this is because you want to see the anatomy, the basic shape of what you're painting, so that you don't get caught up in the little details. Because if you start painting at like one corner, and some people can do this, just start at one corner and make everything have the right proportions, but this makes the proportions a lot easier if you make a sort of a base or a blueprint, sort of the bones of the painting. So here, before I add any detail, I'm just going to be adding sort of a ghost of a beetle in the colors that shine through the most reference image, and you don't have to paint exactly the reference image. I think people get frustrated when they try to paint exactly the same. You just want to know the rough colors and shape of what you're painting, because sometimes our minds think something looks a certain way, remember something a certain way, but there's little tricks to it. You know, there's little things like you may think a beetle is black, but when you look at it, you see that it's green, which is why a reference image is helpful. Another thing that's good about acrylic is that you can add layers. So, you know, if you mess up, if you make a mistake, if you paint something that you didn't want to paint, you can add layers, you can cover it up, you can change it, and you can even just paint over the whole painting. Do it again. I mean, eventually the texture is going to come through, and it's not going to look good, but, you know, overall you can really just paint over it, and that's one of the best things about acrylic. Also, that it dries really quickly. So the layers you can do them right on top of each other, and yeah. Now I'm mixing blue and purple that I see in the photo. So right here, I already put the blue in. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little bit of blue there. And then I'm adding the purple. And yeah, I'm just putting in some colors. I'm gonna add a lot of layers. There's a lot of weird colors in my reference image. So that's what I'm doing. I think here I'm putting in like this orangey red. And yeah, I mixed these colors with the primary colors that I have. I'm using a little brush for details. So yeah, I'm just gonna add in a bunch of colors and details. And at this point, I actually had to clean up for the day. So this was my final product for the first day that I was recording this. And then I started on the next day. I actually decided to cheat a bit by using paint pens. There are pros and cons to the paint pens, but essentially I could get more detail in, and it was just easier on this small scale. The problem was mixing colors and blending, and I was lacking a few colors with the paint pens. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm mixing a brown with a dark blue and a light gold, and I'm just adding in some details. So as you can see here, next to my thumb, it was very small, so that's why it was kind of hard to get all of the details in. I kept adding colors and layers, hoping to get closer to the actual result. So I decided to cheat again here by covering up my mistakes on the outside with a black pen and adding in some extra little tiny details. So this was my end result. You can see it next to my reference image. I honestly wish there was more detail. Maybe I shouldn't have done a black background, but overall, it's okay. Let me know what you guys thought of it, and if there's anything specific you'd want me to paint in the next video. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.